Which are the best string gauges for playing metal and down tuning? Let's find out. So we're going to try 4 different string gauges. Regular slinkies, which are 10s to 46s. Power slinkies, which are 11 to 48. I've got a multi-pack and that's just come off because I've just taken the packet out. Not even slinkies, which are 12 to 56 gauge, and a set of nickel wound EXL extra heavy gauge, which are 12 to 60. I was going to use a set of regular slinkies, which are 9s, but to be fair, if you're playing in standard tuning, you can use 9s, 10s, 11s, whatever you like. And we're going to start off by just playing in D, because we're going to drop it down. So these are a bit pointless in this exercise, so we're not going to bother using them. I'm using this guitar, which is a PRS S2 Custom 22. It has a DiMarzio Super Distortion in the bridge and a liquefier in the neck. One of the reasons I'm using this guitar is because it has a fixed bridge, or I've locked the bridge down to be more accurate, so I don't have to mess around with the bridge when I'm putting on the different strings. One of the things that will make the biggest difference in how tight or how loose the strings play, feel and sound is your scale length. So the scale length is the measurement from the nut to the bridge. And the reason scale length matters is because if you've got a longer scale length, your strings are obviously stretched over a longer distance, so will be tighter at the same pitch. If you've got a shorter scale length, then to get the same pitch, the string length will be shorter and therefore more floppy. So on this guitar, it's a 25-inch scale length from nut to bridge. On a Fender type guitar, it's normally 25.5 inches. On a Gibson type guitar, it's normally 24.75. Obviously they're different on multiple brands, so check out what you've got. So the amps and pedals that I'm using to create these guitar sounds is a Boss OD200, and I'm using the X Metal setting. That's going into a Quilter Pro Block 200 head, and then that's going into a Laney Ironheart 2x12, and it's being picked up by a Samson C01 mic. As you can see, the amp is set pretty quiet, but that is a very loud amp, even when set at low volumes. Now we're going to go with the regular slinkies in D standard. So with the regular slinkies, they were pretty tight on D. I mean, you could definitely get tighter with a heavier gauge, but they were manageable on D standard. And as soon as you dropped it down to C, they were way too floppy. You're going to go out of tune a lot. You're pressing down on the strings is going to send the strings out of tune because they're so loose. And yeah, not really playable in C. Now the power slinkies in D standard tuning. So with the power slinkies, in D standard, it was pretty much perfect tension, everything felt good. In C standard, it was all a bit floppy and uncontrollable and easy to excessively bend notes, or when you're fretting a note, because the strings were pretty loose, it just sends it a little bit out of tune. So I would say power slinkies, great for D, probably pretty good for drop C, but not so good for C standard. Now, the Not Even Slinky set. So these Not Even Slinky strings feel as tight in C standard as the power slinkies feel in D standard. So I'm not even going to tune this set up to D because I think it will snap my guitar in half. And I'm now going to drop this down to B flat to see how that feels. now we're going to go with this set of extra heavy gauge strings, which are 12 to 60s, and we're going to start in B flat. So the extra heavy gauge strings felt great in both tunings, and I would happily use those, or the not even slinky set for tunings of B or below.